Okay, I think we'll get started. So welcome to our third Level Up training webinar. My name is Olive Cogan and I'm an e-commerce manager at NetAffinity. In today's Level Up training, we're going to look at action bars. So the webinar is approximately 15 minutes long and afterwards you're going to be sent a recording of it. So you can save that, either go through yourself or if you want to pass it to a colleague that didn't make it this morning, or indeed any, I suppose, future colleagues once they join, that they can listen back to it and get the training there. So firstly, let's take a look at the agenda and what we're going to cover. So firstly, what are action bars? We then take a look at the benefits of having an action bar on your website. I'm going to take you through the different types of action bars that we offer. A very important one is the engagement data. So I want to take you through that and what to look at. Another key one is the best practices and what you should be looking for. I'm going to provide you with some inspiration from some of our client websites. And then I will also look at how to set up an action bar. So going through the step-by-step guide. So firstly, for those of you who aren't familiar with action bars, here's an example of one from one of our client websites. So it's this bar along the bottom here. And I suppose it's best explained in terms of the benefits that action bars provide. So an action bar gives you the opportunity to promote an offer or a message on your website. So it could be that you are promoting summer campaigns, or it could be that you're letting people know that the hotel is closed, or any other, I suppose, key message that your hotel is trying to get across to your guests. It's important to note that they are fully responsive, and also that I suppose their main point is to encourage strong user engagement. I suppose that's the main benefit of them. So next we're going to look at the different types of action bars that we offer. So firstly, we have the premium one. So the premium one is the one that offers the image on it. Our standard action bar doesn't have an image, and indeed that could be a good solution for your hotel if you feel there already is enough imagery on the site. We have the action bar with timer, so that's used if you have a sale coming up or an event that you want to let people know that you're counting down towards it. And then we also have the action badges. So here's an example here, and we have the action stickers, so over here. So they're the different types that we offer. So I suppose it's up to yourself to see what you think would be most beneficial for your hotel and your site. As I said, one of the things I really want to draw your attention to today is how you look at the engagement data. So in your Data Studio reports, on the left-hand side down here, you will see the different metrics. So you need to look at the action bar stats. Over on the right-hand side here, then you will see that you can select the date range. So take a note of when you put a new action bar live, and then use that as your start date. So then you can compare how different action bars, their engagement rates, how they vary, and get some key learnings from that. So we look at the three devices, so desktop, mobile, and tablet. So in this sample data here, you can see it's actually really healthy, good engagement that this action bar is getting. It's quite normal to have the mobile as the highest engagement rate, and this is because on mobile, the action bar is more prominent than it is on desktop, for example. So I suppose as a benchmark, you'd be looking for at least 10%. But again, that will depend on what type of action bar you're using, so, or the type of message that you're putting out there. So at the moment, a lot of hotels have got that the property is closed. So that type of action bar, it's not going to have a high engagement rate. Whereas some hotels are now looking to put on their summer offers, and we're seeing really high engagement through those action bars, because that's exactly what people are looking for when they come to the site. So I suppose that's the type of thing that we would encourage you to look at. Down here, you can see on the graph, again, the three devices. So looking at revenue and looking at transactions for each one. So it's important to, like I said, look at this regularly. Once you start to, I suppose, experiment with your action bars, you can see then how successful it is when you look at the engagement data. So some of the best practices that you should be looking for when creating your action bar. Firstly, making sure you select the color wisely. So we advise you not to choose a color that blends in too well with your website there, because it won't stand out. So you need to, I suppose, get a color that we think would inspire action. So you could use the color wheel to get some inspiration. Using a color maybe that doesn't blend with your brand colors, but has a nice, I suppose, contrast with it, but it's still in keeping with your brand. The CTA, or the call to action button, making sure that you choose text on that that's relevant to what you've got on the action bar. So be it book now or read more. And I have some more examples in the inspiration slides in a little while. And also in relation to the color, just making sure that that action, the call to action button stands out. Having a concise and catchy message. So again, that's absolute key. I had a colleague yesterday kind of remind me that we need to say to clients that it's not a novel that you're writing. Really, you need to think about what message you're putting on there, not having too much, overloading it with too much text. I suppose the idea is getting their attention, getting them to click on it, and then it's that page that will do the selling. That's where then you put all your text. So making sure you revise it and looking at it on the front end. And also making sure you look at it on mobile to make sure that it displays well on mobile. Reviewing your engagement data, we've gone through that. So just regularly looking at it and making sure that you're, I suppose, using the benchmark data and checking it. Update the message regularly, or updating your action bar regularly. We would say seasonally at a very minimum. So I suppose at the moment, a lot of our hotels still have the message up there that the hotel is closed. We would advise you maybe to move on from that message now, as I think most people are aware that hotels are currently closed. When they come to your website, they're now looking for something, I suppose, more positive. And I think most hotels are now promoting summer. So I suppose getting your summer packages up there and really, I suppose, pushing out that positive message to people. If you're using the premium action bar, making sure that you're selecting an appealing image, one that's relevant to what's on the action bar, and using, I suppose, a clear image, and again, just checking it on the front end. When you link the offer, making sure that it links correctly. So just again, the only way you'll, I suppose, figure that out is test it once the action bar has gone live, check that it's linking to the page or offer that you want it to link to. So in terms of all these best practices, if you're new to action bars, absolutely reach out to your account contact and ask them to review the action bar for you, and maybe get their advice in terms of how you can improve it. But play around with it a bit yourself. And I suppose because every property is unique, and I suppose in the end only you will kind of figure out what's best for your property in terms of the colors and the text and what appeals to your guests. So as I promised, some inspiration from our clients. We have the Canal Court here using an action bar down the bottom, which has an image, so it's a premium action bar. They're promoting luxury spa breaks, which I think is appealing to most of us right now. Their call to action is book now. They have a nice amount of text being put on it. In terms of the colour, it stands out from the brand colours, but complements it. We have Raheen Woods. They're using a lovely one over here on the left-hand side to promote vouchers. It's a blended, kind of faded image here. And again, a nice amount of data. It's over on the left, so not in front of their book now button. Seafield, again, the same idea. To give you another example, using a different color to their brand colors, a nice image, a nice amount of text, and they're using the call to action order now. Killeavy Castle, so really good use of, I suppose, an image that is relevant to what the action bar is selling. So spring, summer, real good spring, summer image. The text, the perfect staycation destination, plan now, enjoy later. Again, really, I suppose, aspirational for guests. So that is a good example. The ash, I really liked this one here in terms of really, really relevant image. Coastal image is what I suppose most of us are looking for right now. They've used the opportunity to promote the book direct for best value message. And I really liked this as well. So time to book and look forward to a well deserved break. So again, we're all thinking of something we need to look forward to. So getting that message there, really getting people to, I suppose, want to find out more and click on the special offers to see what's available for them. And lastly, then in terms of inspiration, we have Planner Court, who are using the opportunity or using the action bar to promote, I suppose, what's relevant for them right now. And that's they're offering weekend takeaway service, and their call to action is order online here. So again, it's what's relevant to your property right now. What do you really want people to be aware of? So I'm going to take you through now how to set up an action bar. So just to let you know that our knowledge base has a step-by-step guide. So you can go through that, but I'm going to take you through. So just one moment here while I move to our message. Just one moment. Yeah, hopefully you can all see that okay. So you can let me know if you can't. So what I have here is the our sample hotel, the Affinity Hotel, and they have an action bar which is live just here on the left-hand side. So you set your action bar up in the CMS. So I'm just going to go to that now. And the action bars are located under modules, data sets. And today I'm going to create a premium action bar. So that's the one, as I said, with the image. So up at the top, we have our categories. And I've created one here, special offers. And in order to create the action bar, we go to add new item. So firstly, you can see here whether it's public, that means whether it's live or not. And you can change that once you're ready for it to go live. The title, so that's internal. So choosing a title that everyone in your property or who uses the CMS will understand. So in this situation, I'm going to pick one, Summer Family Campaign 2021. So again, using, I suppose, the year is a good idea. The next 5 fields here, you don't need to input anything. So from URL right down to meta keywords, you don't need to input. The next thing you need to do is tick the appropriate category. So in category, you could have things like wedding, dining, conference, anything that's relevant to your hotel. So I've just created one here that's special offers because the summer campaign is special offer. The next thing I need to put in is a heading. So just to show you what that is on the front end. So that's the larger text that's on top is your heading. So I'm going to just put in summer family breaks as my heading. The description. So that is the smaller text that's underneath. And that you can usually put in a little bit more in terms of what you have there for the description. So I'm just going to put in family stays from €200, and then I'm going to push the fact that there's large family rooms available. So the next is the colors that you want to use, as I mentioned, on the action bar. So the website we recommend using in order to get your color codes is this one here, colors.co. And this is linked in the knowledge-based article that we have. So this website will give you lots and lots of inspiration in terms of colors. So again, as I said, just making sure that it doesn't blend, but yet it is a nice contrast to your brown colors. You can search for the colors up here. You probably have the specific name of your brand colors if you want to put it in and get some inspiration in terms of what complements it or stands out. So once you get your color code, you copy it and you put your code in here. The button color we've recommended here, so leave blank for darker shade of background color. So I'd recommend you go with that initially. If you feel that the button color isn't standing out enough, then I think go back to colors, get a color that you feel kind of stands out a bit better from the background color. The button text, so again, that your call to action. In this case, I'm just going to put book now, but if it's giving people information, then you'd put read more, as one of the inspirational examples had, order online here. So then your text color, so I'm going to just put in, again, in a lot of cases, it might be white or black. So you can get those from the Colors website. The button link, so making sure that you pick the correct offer or page, or if you have a marketing landing page that you are linking people to, just putting the correct URL in there. As I said, I'm choosing one that has an image. So you go to your desktop or go to, sorry, your computer and find the image. In this case, I'm going to use, because it's family breaks, I'm just going to use for the summer a beach image. You just use not a large file size. Landscape is best, and it doesn't have to be specific dimensions. So I suppose it's quite easy to pick one, just making sure that it's not blurry, that it's good quality, and like I said, that it's relevant to what you have on your action bar. Pick the type, so in this case, image. The position, I'm going to put it on the bottom. The one at the moment that's live is over on the left, but I'm going to, in this case, maybe just try it along the bottom, and then save my changes. So once that's been done, the item was successfully added. I scroll down and it should be just here, the last one that's just added, Summer Family Campaign 2021. It's now been added, but I need to make sure that I add it to the page on the website. So I go to my home page. Scroll down to my Action Bar Premium, and then I'm just going to update the category to special offers. Make sure I save my changes. I'm going to go back to the front end, refresh, and my new action bar should appear. Yes. So we've got our image, our heading, our description, button text, and then again, just checking that it's linking through to the correct place. So that is the step-by-step guide in terms of setting up your action bar. I'll just go back to my presentation, just bear with me. If you have any questions, like I said, do refer to the knowledge base article as well if you get stuck on anything. And also this morning, I wanted to offer all of the attendees, if you haven't got an action bar on your website and you're interested in getting one, please reach out to us and we're happy to offer a 20% discount on it if you buy one before the 11th of March. So yeah, I'd encourage you to use that if you don't already have one on your site. And so yeah, that's it. That's all things action bars. So if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to take them. If not, then thank you for joining. And like I said, do, I suppose, review your action bar that's on your site at the moment. Take a look at the data studio, the engagement data if you're not already looking at it. Start to put out, definitely look at promoting summer, or what's relevant for you, be it weddings or whatever you're really trying to push for later in the year for when you will be open. Yeah, it's definitely time, I think, to move on from letting people know that your property is closed. As I said, I think that message is well and truly out there that hotels are closed. So it's trying to get across a more positive message for your hotel. So see if I have any questions. So somebody has asked me, how do I add the correct URL for the page I want the book now button to reach? So to get the correct URL, if it's a page, is it for a rate plan, I wonder? Is that what you're looking for the URL for? If you're looking, yes, okay, so you'll need to get that in the booking engine. If you go to the rate plan in the booking engine and click on it, it's the last URL. And also, I think there is on our knowledge base how to do that. If you put into our knowledge base that question, it'll take you through the step by step. But in the rate plan, click on the actual rate plan name, and it's the third URL that you copy. That'll bring them directly to the rate plan. So I have another question here. My hotel is open for essential workers. Would you recommend to keep that on our action bar or change to summer offer? I think that depends on if you're getting a lot of business from the essential workers. If you are, then I would keep that up there because that's really relevant for you right now. But if you are not getting a lot of business through from essential workers, then I would move on and to something, I suppose, that's going to be more profitable, and that would be, your summer offers. So you'd have to kind of look and see which one is better for your hotel, depending on I suppose the level of business that's coming in right now for essential workers. Because I know for some hotels they're getting a lot of essential workers come through, and it's definitely worth, I suppose, keeping that message out there. But then there are other properties that they're hardly getting a handful a week, so it may be time to move on and promote summer instead. So I hope that kind of answers your question. I don't seem to have anything else come through, but absolutely, if you think of anything else, please. Do I have someone else? No, I think someone has raised their hand. Oh, the action bar stickers, yes, they show on mobile. That's correct. Yeah. So just scroll down. Great, no problem. Like I said, try and experiment with your action bars, with the colors, with the text, and the engagement data is there. So it's great. I mean, you'll be able to see what's working for you, and you have like proper data behind it. So, have fun with them. Maybe not too much fun. Don't go to neon colors with them, but definitely they are one of the most, I suppose, powerful sales tools in terms of your website. It's the first impression that people have when they come to your website. So they're definitely worth having. So that's it. Thank you for joining, everyone. It's been a good session, and there's going to be another level up training coming your way. So please make sure you keep an eye on your emails for that. And I hope you're finding them of benefit. And we're here to help. So please reach out to us. Take care.